had like perfect crisp rotations like all over.
It was looking really clean.
Yeah.
They obviously knew what VP was gonna do, and I mean it was kind of obvious with the Clockwork and the Shadow Fiend pickup, but I think Liquid had a clear plan, stuck to it, and executed it perfectly and really fast as well. They basically didn't give Virtus.pro a chance to execute their lineup in return.
And they had a like incredible team fight. Like the repel was actually so good versus everything that VP had until they would like until they would make it till super late stages in the game. But then they have Guardian Angel on top of that. So the Omni pick was really clutch. The way that they switched the lanes around and put the Rubik mid to set the tempo into like a really mid game where VP just couldn't fight for quite a long time. So now going into the next game though, really quick.
I'm gonna expect Virtus.pro to do something entirely different, but at the same time, Liquid is doing the same thing, as in doing something entirely different as well. Both Drow and Shadow Demon were banned as a result of that game.
Good. You know, I feel like I saw Illusion Heroes in like almost every single game last night. It was either Illusion Heroes or Drow Ranger in pretty much every single consecutive game.
Yep.
So we have an Ogre Magic and Lifestealer for Liquid. What do you make of that combination?
It's the Ogre Magic has been played a lot lately, obviously just because the Bloodlust is just incredibly powerful and potent on those carry heroes, but the Lifestealer is a hero that I think is just a nice matchup versus Batrider, because he can remove the sticky napalm stacks, he has a built-in BKB which helps a lot, and his like matchup versus Batrider is always just quite nice, so it's a nice pickup there every single time, but it's a
more of a thing, and then everyone's like, ah.
Has a really high skill ceiling.
Yeah. Roaming support, and this is the disruptor that's pretty much one of the best ones, and this is like the CIS specialty. I feel like this disruptor hero.
CIS and Hanskin.
Yes.
I'm hoping that they can they get the jump, because if that's going to work, like Lifestealer still has one of the best counters as long as you can see it coming.
Yeah.
Radiant team band.
Like either Rage or just infest away, like may not work for him.
Dire team's turn to ban.
King ban, Sven ban, Liquid. Oh, that's the water boiler.
Yeah. We all tripped out. We're like, someone's got the kettle on.
What's burning right now?
So Sven Ben, that's something that Ramsey's been playing a bunch. He's also quite good versus Lifestealer because he's tanky, but he also has the in health wise, Feast is pretty decent person, but with Warcry, of course, it kind of counteracts that in every means, and he can stand toe to toe versus Lifestealer.
Reserve time. Feeling those icy tendrils.
So Esther was the only other one that needed ban out.
Yeah.
It's the other one that Ramses likes a lot. I mean, the jug is kind of annoying versus Lifestealer and stuff, but maybe because also that they'll play away from it.
Actually focus more on the mid. They take out the Invoker. Actually means the Miracle also doesn't have that option. So they must have something else in mind for Miracle.
Maybe they go for the Timber Saw again. I wouldn't mind that.
I like when they have Miracle on a 12-setter actually with this line, because I mean now that they're switching Kuro on the carry, it may be a little bit different, but it's just like it fits so well with the way that their playstyle is. Like he doesn't need to farm too much on these heroes.
Well, it's just white-haired females that Kuro takes over, right? Just a Drow and then Luna.
10 seconds remaining.
Something like that.
It's working.
All right, wonderful.
Confirmed.
So we don't sound terrible.
Wow.
Whoa.
Not more terrible than normal.
Change up.
And there's the Ursa.
So they go straight for the Ursa. So
hello.
Oh my god, we're going right through this.
Team's turn to pick.
So this is late game potential on Liquid side, double cores benefiting from Empower and Bloodlust. So these are just going to be some enraged Lifestealer Void.
Why do you pick Void when you have 3 other melees that don't really pair up with the Chronosphere?
This is a debate that was had like 6 months ago. Like, why would you run like 3 melees with a Void? I think the main thing we came up with was the fact that Void is more of like the space controller, And all you gotta do is just wait out the big oldie. So if Earth wants to go into enrage, sure, let him do it. Then Magnus and Lifesteal can hit, or you just couple it with the Magnus RP, and then Faceless Void does damage.
Yeah, and it's good versus Batrider through most of the stages of the game. It's not that great versus Disruptor. I'd say Disruptor is actually pretty good versus Void in the counterpart, but now they have 2 BKB piercing lockdowns, and they can hold the Ursa down for the. If he pops the enrage, it can either blow the RP or the Chrono, and then it's like, okay, enrage is just straight up wasted.
So it almost like chains abilities.
Yeah, he benefits like I mentioned from the Empower and the Bloodlust, so they're keeping their options open to be able to go into the later stages of the game with all that, as well as having a good mid-game tempo with their team fight, team fight combo.
It's also good to see like how the speed that Koro picked that one up. Obviously, like he didn't ban out the Earth, so he must have been expecting it to come through.
Yep.
And then just went straight into the Faceless Void. So they're very confident in their own plan, their own way to set the tempo of this game.
Yeah, now Virtus.pro needs something else to basically do something while Ursa is going to be immobilized.
Now they do Clock Shadow Fiend, right? Because that's basically the draft that they had yesterday. Disruptor, Ursa, Clock, Shadow Fiend +1.
Oh, no one's Dragon Knight.
Fire team
Okay,
banned.
more tempo setting.
Yeah.
I was kind of joking, Shadow Fiend Clock, but more tempo setting. This is something they've really been heavy favoring on BP2 with this Dragon Knight on no one. Built-in armor versus the Lifestealer, instant disable for Mag and Void if they try to get in with the Blink Dagger and they have
10
vision of them.
seconds remaining.
They actually have some pretty decent kiting
5
as well.
seconds
Once you get
remaining.
up in the levels of the Dragon, like even if you're combining Earthshock, Sticky Napalm, all these things are going to cause issues with Team Liquid to keep the chase on. So I'm wondering what Liquid actually run as their last one, because like they've got the AoE
Chen
slap
Man.
down of the Magnus and the Faceless Voids in there.
I'm just going Skywrath Mage.
Oh, baby!
Hello,
New hero.
Oh, I love it.
First I think
First
all
pick,
across
it's
all
awesome.
regions, right?
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen it in any single game.
Gods is doing a victory dance right now, guys. You're missing it.
Every single one of my subs let my Enigma mark go. Yes, he's here.
So I was expecting like the Chen, obviously, so Liquid
Yeah.
bans it because of the tempo setting that VP's been doing. DK Chen is something they've really been liking, but Lil
5
picking up the
seconds
Enigma.
remaining.
All right, this is actually pretty
And a
sweet.
Lich is
Yeah.
there.
So they have the black hole counter
Yeah.
through BKB. They have multiple different situations to be able to do that, and now that alleviates a bit of a lane pressure. That I think Liquid's is kind of feeling a bit of lane pressure.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Lich is still like it's an instant stun, right? The second
Yes.
he throws
Yeah,
out his
yeah,
Nova.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the bitch against Enigma. But it's actually one of the very few games where Enigma isn't instantly countered. Like there's no Luna with a huge range Lucent Beam that's going to cause you problems.
Just Lich ultimate.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just happy. I'm happy to see Enigma.
If they shut down the Lich, I'm all good with it. I want to see how the Enigma plays the lane though, because he could end up just feeding so much.
Well, he's jungle.
Yeah, but as
But
in,
okay.
the second
Lil
half
is
is
very
lane, like
active,
when he
yeah.
pushes, conversions are still worth a crap ton of experience,
Yeah,
a
that's true.
crap ton of gold. Yes, your Midnight Pulse are gonna have a field day with these boys, but yeah.
He's gonna help a lot for Pasha though, denying range
10
creep at the
seconds
start.
remaining.
Pasha's able to get the lane equilibrium into his advantage, so he's gonna get decent experience at least from that. But
5
this is gonna
seconds
be
remaining.
pretty interesting. We've seen known Enigma, so let's hop to it.
Let's
do
throw
it.
it to the boys. Enjoy the game.
Enjoy.
Thanks very much, Tobes and Shiva on the sound desk.
Prepare for
Oh
battle.
no! Oh, yes.
Ooh.
No, it's good.
Ooh. We're
Yes,
good?
it's good. It's brilliant. Perfect. Thank you, Shiv. yeah. No, we're all good. So now, I think we sound better, gods. I don't know if it's an improvement or
Yeah, we sound
people
like
preferred
ourselves.
us before,
Yeah.
but we
I
now
apologise.
sound normal. At least, but indeed, what a lot of excitement! Enigma being picked up here in the playoffs. I mean, if there was a player that was going to pick, be playing it, would be Lil. Lil plays
Yeah.
kind of weird stuff. Obviously bringing back kind of the
There's-
Clockwork support with a number of other support players. Now bringing back Enigma. The question is it any good, guys?
I've no idea. I mean, we haven't seen it. I guess it's hard to really tell how good a hero is in competitive play. It's not even a hero you see much in pubs, just because
30
people
seconds
don't. If you're
to battle.
jungling in pubs, you're playing Legion Commander, of course.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you jungle in pubs. You don't
yeah,
pay no
absolutely.
support junglers. Enigma and enchanters, those don't exist. So, on paper, the hero's just not that great. I think one of the biggest problems is the Eidolons giving away the amount of gold and XP they do. Like when you're pushing, those Eidolons just feed very
especially
easily to like one AoE spell.
Against the lineup that's going to have Empower, you're going to be able to leave down those Eidolons pretty quickly with the pushes.
Yeah, so we'll see what kind of build Lil goes for. It's
Battle
will deny
starting.
creep from the offlane and start things off. Maybe we'll just see a couple points in Eidolons and he tries to max the stun early and just 5 men with his team. Normally it's the fast mech on Enigma, where you just get Arcane Boots mech, even get the Greaves if you need, and just kind of 5-man. But DK, this is like a very 5-man oriented lineup. Like, let's get DK ulti, let's force towers. Batrick is good at pushing too, just because he's got the pick-off threat, so you can't go near the towers to defend if there's a Blink Bat Rider. So it does feel like BP want to be able to force fights and then have the sustain that the Enigma provides.
I mean, this is a great game whichever way it goes, because we've got the potential of big RPs coming out the side of Liquid Miracle on the Magnus. I mean, kind of a pick that got overshadowed by the Enigma, but this is still incredibly exciting to watch.
Bulba has ruined the Enigma start. He's blocked 2 of his camps sentries, so goes straight to the big camp. Ideally, for Enigma, you want to kill this camp before the minute so you can kill it twice, but unfortunately he got one of the worst camps possible. He got the Wild Wings, the bonus armor, and he's not going to be able to kill this camp twice, so it's going to be a bit of a slow start for Lil in the jungle.
Mid lane, Miracle, maybe look to see if he can get a nice skewer back onto No One, and he actually is going to be able to. No One unable to move out of the way, and Liquid looking to get first blood, and they may just do it. What?
Not quite enough.
Alright, yeah, indeed, that point in Dragon Blood. And a nice pre-fire as well, getting some of the damage, so not quite enough. VP did put a lot towards trying to get that one. But these lanes as well, I mean, obviously on this top lane, Ramses and Matuma going head-to-head, carry versus carry. And then down bottom, Mind Control, trying to farm up against 9 Pasha. 9 Pasha actually the one with the backup at the moment, as Solo sat down here on the Disruptor. And yeah, leaving Ramses on his own up on the top.
Yeah, so far it seems fine for Ramses, which is interesting that he's not having any issues as an offlane Ursa. There is an Ogre wrapping around a bit behind him, so this lane could get quite difficult for him soon, and dive. Yeah, they're diving under.
Will the TPs come? That's the question at the moment.
Needs to juke his way through, get to the double tango.
He's like up fight. He's got another Earth Shock to slow him down. It's not going to be enough though with the blast. And first blood to Liquid as they come past the tier 1, punishing that off-lane Ursa essentially at this stage of the game.
Yep, played. Nice rotations again. It's Bulba making the moves around the map, finding the weak point basically. When you're playing that roaming support, you've got to find the heroes that are the viable ganks, and he's done a great job with that.
This is nice. Lil, not to be deterred by the Bulba warding, immediately has dewarded both camps, and will be able to continue farming in the city of his own jungle now.
Yeah, he's back online. He'll get that soaring out as soon as possible, I imagine.
Bulba might come over and check. He's like, hang on, I thought I blocked these.
Does scout Bulba's movements in, so that makes life a bit easier for now. Bulba's going to be guessing, like, did he go into the rest of the jungle? Did he go back up? He has a ward near the secret shop, so he knows he's not there, which means he will be able to come in, cancel the clarity, and be pretty annoying.
There we go. Nice clear. Hey. And, well, Lil actually might try and give a bit of a beating. He's got the Eidolons out. Kuroki is there though as well. Lil in a bit of trouble. He's going to keep the Eidolons onto Kuro.
He needs to go to his tower. Let's say there's another ignite in 2 seconds. Not running to your tower, Lil. That could be the death of you.
Oh, nice cut through from Bob with the juice from Lil. With the double trees. Gets himself away. Backup is now here. Solo has the kinetic field for the strike. Bulba is going to be trapped. Take a bit of a pounding from these Eidolons. He's got no one coming through as well. Bulba could be in trouble with the Midnight Pulse actually leveled up and put down to secure the kill with the boys. VP able to punish Liquid, who are desperately, coming across with these 2 supports and trying to make Lil's life a bit of a living hell. But Lil, with all the pressure that's being put on him, he's doing all right at the moment.
Yeah, Lil's doing all right. I think Bulba, that death doesn't really matter too much. He kills 3 heroes that were required to kill him. The DK even had to rotate off of the mid lane. It's slowing down the Enigma farm a little bit, so I think all in all, that's the kind of death as Bulba, you're just like, well, whatever, that's fine, I'm doing my job, I'm busy, applying pressure, and just giving them a miserable time. So he's going to immediately rotate back one of these, does not want to die here. This is going to be a costly death.
Yeah, this is a kill that isn't going to cost a lot of VP's resources. If they can get it, with a glimpse, Bulb in a lot of trouble and take it down. Minecraft's trying to do his best to punch into Ramses. Kuroki coming through as well. He's got a blast again in 3 seconds, but Ramses taking himself away. Minecraft trying to jump forward for potentially another good old bash, but he doesn't quite get it.
No RNG today. We'll manage to continue farming a bit now in this bottom lane with Ursa being pressured, so interesting lanes here. As we'll see switch throughs as Bat goes from bottom to top, Ursa goes from top to bottom. Meter gets his jump freed up. For now, 1-2-1 build on Enigma, so we'll see if he gets more in the Eidolons at level 5. That's where you kind of in deviations with the Enigma build, whether you max the Eidolons or start getting more points in the stun. 2 seems to be the value point, the necessary amount to get in the conversions, but if you want to jungle as fast as possible and have the pushing power, you max it out.
I mean, let's talk How easy is it in premise for Lil to actually get it off this game and actually find huge ones in team fights?
I mean, as mentioned, the Lich ulti is the insta counter. You throw the Chain Frost, it's gone. So you've got to be killing the Lich before, or see the Chain Frost go flying before you can throw a Black Hole. I think that's just pretty much the situation.
Down bottom, making it go on solo. Good back from Tank Control. He's going to try and time warp forward for this kill. He's still chasing. One more touch would do it, but solo with the Tango into the trees is going to get taken down. Meanwhile, Ramses is working on Groki. Mindstrel's going to come back, hope for a bash, and they hold back the bear, but it's not going to happen. Ramses gets himself the third kill. Questioning whether he wants to turn around and go for a bit more onto Mind Control. Mind Control teasing with each other. Ramses keeps going in and out.
It's got a 4-man shield. Ramses wins that right-click battle.
The MVP find the kill. All things said and done, game 2, the start of it, looking a lot better for VP than it was in game 1. Still the farm for Liquid's cause looking very nice. I mean, you look towards Miracle, 37 CS at the moment in the mid lane. He has had absolute free farm here at the moment.
Yeah. I'd say laning stage has been pretty equal, both teams.
Yep.
I mean, for Liquid, it's more concentrated farm on their core. So you look at their supports, they're dirt poor, 600, 700 net worth on them. Whereas B, both their supports, 1,200 net worth on Solid Disruptor, 1,700 on Enigma. So it's much more equal distribution for VP. For Liquid, it's much more top heavy. But the Matu lifesteal, we've seen what this player hero combo can do in so many games, and that's something that you do have to be scared for if you're VP come mid-game time. That's where Enigma was. Enigma and Bat, you've got two great heroes that kind of pseudo counter the lifesteal. The Black Hole, the Lasso, spells that go through raid, spells that give him problems. The Malefice is quite annoying too because it forces you to rage potentially from far before you're even in range to do damage. So they have got good heroes to fight the lifestealer with. Even the Static Storm, like the good Disruptor plays will lead with the Static Storm before you rage and then followed up with the kinetic build. Yeah, you can dodge the glimpse with the rage, but often you'll see the silence leading those ganks.
Mid lane, it looks like they want to try and do something about Miracle potentially. Lil's coming in, he has the Black Hole, and he's going to see if he can get good usage of it here to kick off. But they're playing it safe. Miracle's keeping it back, knows that Lil might be looking for some action. Bulb was there behind him as well, so Lil just will head back.
They see him with the Dire Ward, so they've got the intel of where he is as well as what level he is. So they see that he's got level 6, meaning presumably he's leveled up Black Hole. So you have to be wary of. Cancel is very limited for Black Hole at this stage since Lich is not level 6. And
looks like I'm on Mind Control. Nicely done as well. Solo leg down the field knowing that they would have to instantly time walk out, so still trap him.
That was very good, and he Earthshocked as soon as he landed, so he had the movement speed low.
Coming in. He hasn't got the mana for the Black Hole, but he doesn't even need it, of course, for the Bulba kill. Ramses picks it up as well. Double kill.
And now they've got Lil in position to push the lane. He has gone for more points in the Idol once he's ready to start taking towers. The Ice Armor will slow it down. Lich making sure he applies that, and Marchu... Oh no, that's not Miracle.
He has an Invis rune who's got RP. Oh, cheeky. But they've seen in the sentry, actually, that was just about to expire. Allows them to turn it around. Oh, Miracle gets the chance for the RP. And they're going to find one in a second. The Chrono's down. Montreal stopping Pasha from coming in to help. They'll get Ramses. They'll see if they can get the Palace weapons here. It doesn't look like they will. I mean, it looked like the last second of that sentry's life, allowing them to see Miracle, but just couldn't kill him in time.
Well, then the sentry wore off, so did they lose vision after that, or...?
I just think he was in that. You're right, he was in the Black Hole, and then they just couldn't get the right clicks onto him.
Yeah, the sentry expired or something. I didn't actually see. So
it was expiring, yeah. It literally was on the last second of its life.
So they lose a bit of HP on their mid-tier 1 by no one popping an ult, but this is easily worth a rotation from Miracle on the Magnus. Is good. You do want to use that DK ulti form as often as possible to chip away at this mid tower. It's kind of your job as a DK to have this mid 1 tower down by like 11-12 minutes. But so far,
Miracle's got the blink because of that fight.
That's very big. He actually goes for it before the arcane boot. Something.
I mean, if you've got the money, I guess.
Yeah, you have mana problems a little bit, but with the wand and the bottle, he should do fine. Just he needs to be a bit more conservative. But this means he can now with the lifesteal. This is the really nice thing about getting the faster blink. He can go to the lifesteal's lane, blink skewer, easy kills. Lifesteal can come to him at mid, blink skewer, same thing, blink RP, whatever it may be. And life gets very interesting for VP fighting into this fast play.
Bottom lane onto Solo. The TPs though, Mind Control's a bit scared. Kuroki's going to be good. In fact, gets Chain Frost off a couple of bounces, bouncing again to Lil. If it bounces to the Enigma again, it will. The bounces, absolutely perfect for Liquid. So if they can get themselves a second. Kuro has lost his life for this. But Liquid looking to make sure it's a superior trade. Miracle comes forward. He's going to miss the scoop though. So Solo actually going to live. Miracle whipping that one just slightly at the back from behind the tree line. Mind Control was stuck up. Time Walk still on cooldown. So BP actually to punish that by nearly the entire team down there. They'll leave Ramses top as he was able to continue farming the lane, but again, good trade for
punish.
BP.
Really, just nice moves by Solo under the tower, kind of juking the skewer. Miracle, I mean, he sort of misses it, but he has to guess it. It's not the easiest spell to land against a hero that's expecting you to go for that blink play. And Raindrop's also saving his life. Very good against the Lich Void duo, with their nukes basically being negated by it. Well, by the nukes, I mean the Timlock damage from the Void. So it's looking like still a decent early game for VP. They're just getting farm across the board. You look at Ogre net worth, he's still just sitting on his boots. The Lich not doing well. The Enigma, who's already working towards a mech, the Disruptor, who's got the Tranquils, the Raindrops, the Magic Wand, all these cheap, cost-effective items that make him that much harder to get. And Lil Solo smoke from Disruptor. He's actually
looking for warding,
swinging around mid. Yeah, ward. He's got 3 wards, so yeah, it's a warding mission into perhaps a pick off at mid. DK's got ulti form, so ideally you look to use a Static Storm on a solo hero at mid, but he'll find no one at all.
Yeah, and Solo isn't going to be with the team if they get caught out by this rotation from Liquid. Ready to try and make the plays happen. No Chain Frost, but they do have RP. And Miracle eyes towards the mid lane. He has the blink. Does he want to just expend it for the DK? That's the question. We'll see what the answer's going to be. It looks like it is. Yeah. Evan Knight will get out the ult. And he's tanky here. Lil coming in with a black hole, but immediately pops it. Nope. Stuns him up, and Liquid should be able to clear out the Enigma as well. So double kill for Timberman on the sidelines. Mind Control's also caught out Solo with the solo black hole, quite literally. Wow. Liquid find themselves a 3rd kill.
I'm watching that Enigma come in, I'm like, this is actually going to completely wreck Liquid with black hole. No, but Bulb, you know, most ogres there would have used their stun to help kill that DK. Yeah. Bulba actually held his stun in anticipation of that potential Enigma rotation in. He's like, he could have used that stun to kill the DK easy, added some extra lockdown. The damage is kind of negligible, but he did have the multicast. But no, he held on to it, and that saves Liquid's life there. Yep. Being black hole into that tower would have been catastrophic for them, so...
And a good play from Mind Control as well. It was just a Chrono onto a Disruptor, but it was a Disruptor that had the Static Storm already. You know, you're just holding him back, making sure that there's no chance that VP have any kind of follow-up, so... Yeah, Liquid with a nice fight to kind of even off this game, but...
The DK ulti form was used, so there's a minute of downtime on that.
And Black Hole, of course, downtime for a couple of years.
A couple of years until the next Enigma pick, probably.
Oh, jumping from Pasha, gets Miracle dragged back, Kinetic Field's down with a big flare. Dunking into the Magnus. BP will find the pick.
I like that BP. They're going to go. They're going to take towers. They need to be fighting with this Blink, with the Ursa. They don't want to play the farm game. Even with the DK ultimate form down, yeah, they're not going to be quite as powerful, but they've got to look to make some plays here. The problem is Matu is ridiculously farmed. He's got the armor. He almost has the Echo Saber. Oh, he smokes from the pop and build, actually TPing out in front of his face. That is brutal for Liquid. Yeah, the fast Echo Saber armlet is going to be very potent with a Blink Magnus.
Yeah, especially with what we've got level 2 in power at the moment, so every little helps. And RP back up and at the ready. Chain Frost there as well. Run it back in 20 seconds. I mean, it really feels like a game for both sides. It's all about the ultimates. There's big ults on both teams. They are relying on in these team fights. I could argue in terms. I mean, who's relying on the ults more, do you feel? I guess both teams have ways around it. Liquid, Matuma Man can fight anytime, and I guess Ramses can pretty much fight anytime. So they do still have ways of fighting without the ults up.
Yeah, I would say VP a little less, as far as the big ultis go, like talking about the black hole and stuff, I'd say VP a little less reliant because they've got like Ursa with Disruptor, so they can catch, find pickups with Glimpse. Ursa can fight. DK fights okay without his ulti. When you talk about Bat's ulti, it's low cooldown anyway, so I don't really look at that as like one of the big ultis like Black Hole or RP. It's something that normally is up, so I think it's Liquid who have to fight around RP and Chrono more so than VP need to fight around like their Black Hole. Black Hole's actually not the key spell for VP in these team fights. It can be like a game winner, but they're not banking on hitting a multiple hero Black Hole. At this point, they expect the Black Hole to be cancelled by... Like, the Black Hole is like the Ekra at the end of a fight, should the Lich die, and he finds like a life stealer, he's like, alright, I'm just going to solo Black Hole a life stealer. Like, VP, if you're ever reliant on Enigma to hit 4 5-man black holes to win a team fight or to win you a game, like, you're in trouble, because that hero just isn't reliable with the black holes.
You know what? Putting some pressure onto the top tier 1. He has the backup of the team behind him. This is going to give Liquid the space to enter into Roshan. And VP, we'll see if they can do anything about this. It's probably going to be highly unlikely. It's not necessarily the quickest of Roshes, but look at the wall control Liquid's got around the pit. They see everything, so VP, it's going to be very hard for them to do anything about this, and indeed it looks like they're just going to continue pushing top, trying to make the most of the Dragon form. Liquid will be able to claim Roche, get the Aegis onto Matuma Man, and immediately with a smoke, looking to potentially sweep back through their own jungle and see if they can catch out anyone on VP.
Yeah. Miracle himself not smoked. He's going to TP all the way back to the tier 3, signaling they do want to defend this, but the Radiant Observer Ward will spot him out if he gets too close. But he's done a good job of knowing that that's a common ward spot, so he's TP, flinked in the trees, he's staying out of that ward vision, but doesn't look like any action is actually happening at top. It's lane where Liquid immediately rotates to start applying pressure. And VP, it's up to them to respond to this.
And Matuma leading the push. He was hoping for a bait, as the rest were in behind him, but no one's going to bite on the side of VP. Overall net worth difference, it's back and forth, incredibly close still at this stage of the game. No one really jumping ahead. Of course, with ults as big as both sides have, one team fight could spell absolute disaster for the opponent. They're able to find those big chronospheres, those big black holes. In terms of execution, just because of, you know, as we said before, how hard it is for Lil to get the black hole off, it feels like team fight execution is a lot easier for Liquid this game.
Yeah, I mean, Chrono's reliable. Like, you throw Chrono on 2 heroes, they're Chrono. You throw a black hole on 2 or 3 heroes, your black hole gets instantly cancelled. So it's very different the Chrono and the black hole work, yet they are very similar as far as the impact they can in a team fight. The beauty of the black hole is teammates can walk into melee range, your Ursa can do damage in it, whereas Chrono, you can only throw ranged nukes. That's kind of obviously the mechanics of how those spells work, but for Liquid, it's such good teamfight control where you can Chrono 1 or 2, then you can RP a couple of other heroes on the side with the Infest Bomb, and then Lifestealer just kills the heroes in the RP. He's going to dish out such big damage now. He's got Death Serve to go with this Armlet Echo Saber. His raw damage output is insane. He is 3k plus net ahead of DK, even more ahead of the Ursa. The farm deficit, and he's going to have Empower and Bloodlust. So it's not just the gold difference between the carries, it's the fact that this is going to be a super powered carry because he's got all those buffs on him. You look at Ursa, he doesn't have those buffs. He's got absolutely nothing except the disables and the setup from his team.
Matuma Man looking absolutely massive this game. Bottom lane, Miracle hiding in the trees. VP will start to push on this tier 1. And we'll see if after Liquid take this, if they want to try and come down and look for a fight around Miracle. He's also got the Arcane Rune up there. Would be a nice time to try for something with the RP. So they're going to do it. Miracle jumps in, catches 2 P2 as well. The Enigma and the static still goes out the black hole. The return is being turning it. He takes out the wall. He's going to mill. He's going to cancel the back line. Might not matter though. They found the Chrono onto 2. As they're falling low, Lil being right clicked down by Kuroki. So they do find the 2 trade, make it a 3 for 2. That's the Aegis as well, of course, with Man. So we can go in for more, but no one... Oh, Bash? Not going to happen. We'll get out. And so is Ramses, but...
That should have been a stomp. Liquid should have stomped that.
What, so the Chain Frost... He didn't go for the Enigma.
He didn't go for the Enigma. Mistakes were made, but, you know, you shrug that off if you're Liquid. You got to say, like, we're still in the driver's seat. We still got Matu farmed out of his mind. We just played that fight wrong. Kuro,
it's still a good fight, but it could have been better.
He's been tournament long. That was just a unfortunate mistake. It doesn't cost them too badly. They still trade. It was like what, 2 for 3. Liquid lose 3, but one of those 3 was an Aegis, so it's Matu's Aegis down. But I think realistically, you look at the current state of this game and you're pretty happy with where you're at. If you're Liquid, you're dealing with the aggression of VP pretty well. The Enigma's really a problem. They will see this is
just walking in. I mean, he still looks well if he can force to fight it, and he just turns towards no one. He's got the backup of Liquid as well. Comes in from Pasha. No lasso for 20 seconds. They do get the glitch back onto Matsu. Matsu has the Infest. Gets himself inside and back out. Just down again. Matsu wants to turn. Has the rage. Goes into Ramsey. Chunks him down with 3 hits. The jump forward onto Pasha. The multicast from Bulba. And a second kill for Matsu.
Yeah. but Matu didn't panic. A lot of players there would just panic as soon as they get caught out, stunned up. But he just stood his ground and fought, knowing that the lifesteal would sustain him.
Look at Miracle. He's thinking about being cheeky. Yeah, he has an RP.
Or they can get a cool limp here on solo. Is he going to go for it with a static storm? Doesn't look like it.
Well, Miracle's pissed. It's just toying around with him at the moment. Let's give Liquid R to move over.
Radiant structures.
There we go, back towards the bottom tower. They're going to focus on objectives. Still playing with VP. And Liquid find the tier 2. And, interesting, well, looks like Mind Control probably going to be going, this straight up Lincoln's build on the Void as well.
I think it's worth it as even as an offlane Void. Normally you saw this on the safe lane Void, but because of and DK initiation being the two big threats, and both of those being these insta stuns, having a Lincoln Sphere that you can put on yourself, or you can put on the Magnus, the Lifesteal, whoever's on the front lines, basically. You look around and just decide who's the most likely last two target. And
I mean, look how rich Matumberman is. I mean, 20 minutes in there, being at 13.5k net worth.
And again, it's the fact not just that he's this higher net worth, but he's got all these buffs: Ice Armor, Bloodlust, Empower. He is so difficult.
Yes, VP want to fight, but so Liquid, and with the sentry down, a bit of a backband potentially for Liquid as they find no one. They knew he was there, but punished the Batrider as well as another double kill from Matumberman. And that sentry, they knew. I guess they see him with this one. I think they must have, maybe saw him with this. Well, that was dropped down at the same time, actually.
Yeah, I think it was just a guess. Yeah. Either way, even if he gets the DK stun on the lifesteal before the rage, Magnus has RP there, so you just RP, save his life. But because you get the sentry, and because lifesteal gets rage off, you don't have to use any ultimates. So now Liquid are in a position where they can keep pushing. They have all 5 ultimates. They're all grouped at top. There should be a tower. And I guess even with the RP use, they'd probably still be pushing here for the kills. But now they're just in that much stronger of a position. There's so little P can do to defend fight right now. But they are looking to wrap around and catch Liquid by surprise. This is a high-risk play, but it's a high reward if it can work.
What they can do is solo to lead him with the catch, gets the static storm down, trying to catch the voice, it's a big mill, falling with the black hole, drops down with pairs, the chain for this time on point, Kuroki cancels the black hole, the bounces are real as well, he takes it down too, the third, again, it's a godlike Matumberman with a double kill. And it doesn't stop there. Matumberman looking for the triple. He'll take it. They come through with the RP onto Ramses, and GG is called is too much for VP. And Liquid, in what feels like, we're up to the major qualifiers, a lot of the fans would have been feeling pretty hard done by. But here, at the Boston major qualifiers, Liquid truly are back to the form that a lot of people on paper would have maybe hoped them to have.